Alright, JKdaPlague, back with Dom. We're
Doing
watching
another
another...
cast of SpecFriendly.
And looks
And
like we're following our little buddy Prisn again.
this is around, I think he's 1700.
Is he
He is playing
17?
Anivia. He has a beast mode Anivia, so this is going to be a fun game to watch. It does look like, though, it's going to be the matchups of Anivia versus Morgana mid, and that's going to be a tough one. And we do see that the Anivia is running... he has some Magikers, some Magic Pen. He is running movement speed Quince, though, so he does want that mobility against that Morgana.
It'll
The
definitely
bot...
help.
Yeah, it'll help him a lot. And we also have the bot lane matchups being Graves, Janna versus Corki, Soraka. That's going to be a really fun bot lane to watch because Corki, Soraka kind of have like this infinite poke. Well, you do have like a strong burst from Graves, Janna. So
Definitely, I might see that. I don't know. I think Graves is ultimately going to be the better pick in the end. Just because I don't know what it is, me seeing Corki's, but it feels like every time I see Corki, he just does no damage when they need him to, like, in a team fight. And so I don't know. I'm starting to feel like Corki he needs a little buff.
Nah, he's more of a snowball AD. He's really strong in lane, especially against certain matchups. But you have to, he has really strong bursts, and that's kind of what he is. He's a stronger Ezreal in a sense. Ezreal kites better, but he can do more bursts early game. We also have our top lane being Teemo versus Kennen. That's going to be pretty interesting to see, actually. I think the matchup's going to go in Kennen's favor.
Oh, easily. It looks like it was like a first pick Teemo maybe, and so Kennen just probably most easily just going to deal with it. It's not like he auto attacks that much, and so that line isn't really going to affect him.
Yeah, and we also have Nocturne versus Mundo in the jungle, and Mundo does pick up an exhaust, so I think once we see Mundo get red buff, he's probably going to start at race and then go red. I mean, we could see a really fast first blood because of that exhaust and red buff slow. When we do have Nocturne with flash, but I don't know if we're going to see a level 2 Nocturne gank. A lot of people don't like it because even though it's really good because it's unpredictable, it does slow down Nox jungle a lot, so I mean, it'll be interesting to see these matchups though, but I'm really thinking that purple team has the better team fight comp by far. You have Kennen, you have Morgana, and I mean you have Soraka, and that's really, really scary.
They definitely got that AoE. We have that sustain. It's going to be really tough to deal with. Mundo just going to be able to just kind of protect Corki if he needs to, and also just kind of go after the carries. He's just really annoying that way, and that's why Mundo is such a good pick now.
Yeah, and I mean, the blue team does have a Janna, but it's not going to help much because red team still has Morgana. So all Morgana has to do is block shield herself, and she's still a threat. I mean, Janna can push everyone away, but Morgana's stuns are just her ultimate is just so good for initiating team fights. And then you still have Kennen, and I mean, once those two, Kennen and Morgana on red team, both get Azonias, it's going to be really tough for blue team to actually win this game. And I think it's going to be more of a time limit. I think blue team has to win this game in a certain time frame, or they have to dominate so hard within a certain time frame, because if this game goes past, in my opinion, 35 minutes, it's over. I would just surrender because purple team is most likely going to win. It's not hard to coordinate two ults between Kennen and Morgana, so...
Definitely not. It's definitely going to maybe come down to this jungler probably going to have to try and help bot lane get fed, because if they're going to have any victory, it's definitely probably going to be at bot lane. Getting that Graves story is just too strong to deal with early, and then maybe they can just easily snowball with Nocturne.
Yeah, and I mean, Anivia is a good matchup against Morgana, but the problem with Anivia is it takes... Pre-6 versus Morgana is actually very tough for her, just because she doesn't have all that like wave clearing potential until, level 6. So.
And we do see Mundo get boots. I didn't mention it, but I was very I wanted to see if he was gonna go boots or cloth 5, because usually boots means he's gonna go for a very quick invasion.
You think so? You don't think he's starting at blue?
Well, usually when I see Mundos, like a lot of times I see cloth 5 and like a mix of boots, but usually when they go boots, you usually see that nice quick invasion, and he is starting blue. And usually from blue, they like to head to the enemy red, and just wait there, like in the brush by red, and we use that exhaust to pick up a kill.
That could actually happen. I'd be excited if he did that, and if his team gave him such a hard leash where he didn't even have to use smite, that'd be really interesting. But we do see bot lane for for the blue team, it looks like they are going to pick up the golem, so they will have that experience advantage on the red team. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. That's going to help Graves and Jenna a lot because they do not have sustain, unlike Corki has Soraka. So it's going to be interesting. I see if that experience advantage is going to help them. And one thing that CLG likes to do when they run Alistair and they do golems is that they give Alistair the golems because of how strong his level 2 is, even though Alistair's the support. So I mean, maybe they'll give Janna level 2. Janna level 2 is actually really good too, so that'd be kind of cool, but most likely it's going to go to Graves.
Most definitely. I'm just kind of seeing their stats, seeing what maybe masteries they went. It looks like Mundo went some heavy into magic resist and armor. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Maybe some
Yeah,
AD
I mean,
penetration.
it's smart to get MR because, I mean, armor is kind of cheap to buy, and Teemo doesn't really go AD until late game. Most of Teemo's damage comes off of his poison and probably an early Wit's End, which is what he'll probably be getting versus a Kennen. So it's smart to have some early MR. And it does look like Mundo is going to go for the red.
Yes, this is a good decision, but Nocturne is pretty fast, and looks like him and Nocturne are actually going to meet at the Wraiths. No, Mundo is going to go around, going to pull
and he actually
red.
hits the red right now. He could take this before Nocturne.
He could.
Actually.
Mundo does it very fast, and look how fast it is going down, and will he just sit? He is very low,
And he does
though.
have his smite. Mundo has his smite. This is going to be a great... And he steals it. That was such a great steal by Mundo. I like to give Mundo a lot of props. He played that really well. And, poor Nocturne just walks past his red, doesn't even know that Mundo just stole it. That's really sucky. And
those Wraiths aren't going to be up for a while. So.
I forgot his... For a second, I was like, who stole his golems? But I forgot blue team started golems, so... That really hurt Nocturne. He's losing a lot of jungle time right now.
Mundo is sitting here waiting for this gank, probably waiting for those first, that next round of minions to come by so he can go in without being seen by them. And yeah, here he goes. Mundo is coming in. Soraka and Corki are starting to move up here. They know they're in this bush, and here goes the Soraka. Well, they just switch it. They do switch and just turn on to Janna.
Yeah,
Look at the damage just going on to Janna. Soraka getting ignited, though. Will she go down to Ignite?
Going to go down for first blood.
Ignite, Soraka barely surviving with 20 health, but Graves will go down for the first kill. Meanwhile, up top, Kennen actually going very low as he looks like he jumped on Corki. And he picked up a kill of his own, and that's going to make Teemo just so behind now.
Teemo's going to lose all that EXP, and he's also going to be down items.
Nocturne's actually coming bot for a gank. He can handle them. 1v2. Soraka getting very low. She did get hit by that tornado. There's the flash. The exhaust goes out onto Nocturne, saving Soraka's life. And it looks like Nocturne could go down to Corki. It looks like he will be walking away. Going back in for some reason. Does get the fear onto Corki. And Nocturne just staying a bit too long. Does get wheel baited.
Nocturne did something... I didn't like what Nocturne did, but I give that Soraka props because she actually dodged Nocturne's Q, and Corki actually does pick up a kill.
And Morgana is now bottom. So
yeah.
This red team is they have the better late game, and blue team definitely needed to get the good early game. But it looks like everything is just going in the favor of red team.
Yeah. This isn't good. I mean, a fed Corki is one of the things you never want to deal with because he just has so much lane control. He's even better than a fed Graves in lane, and this is going to be a problem for Graves. Graves is just you're going to start seeing Graves get zoned, especially when Corki backs and gets his first item. And actually, Corki picked up 2 kills and an assist, and he's actually sitting right now on 1,400 gold. And you might even see an early BF sword. A lot of Corki players, though, like to, or actually, Janna's going to find the Mundo, but it's not going to matter because Mundo already took the golems anyways. But a lot of Corkis like to rush a Trinity Force when they're fed.
And Graves maybe having a little bit of slow reaction time. Might have been able to do some good damage to Mundo, but they're going to get caught up by Corki. Corki with a nice Valkyrie over the wall, but he doesn't does not have his team to back him up, so he is going to have to back off there.
Corki also doesn't have flash, so...
And Nocturne is coming up around. I do not think he can get away from this. Oh, Nocturne does miss his Q. Nice shield there to block the silence from Soraka, but Corki's just going to be able to Valkyrie away, and it'll be...
Yeah, and Corki still has blue buff. I mean, this is a big problem for blue team right now. That bot lane is just going to be in a lot of trouble. And meanwhile, as we see mid, though, I mean, nothing really much happening. If you do check the golds, Morgana only has 200 more gold than Anivia, which isn't much at all in lane. And it's 28 CS to 37. But like I said earlier, Anivia's going to lose that lane early because she can't really stop the wave clearing out of Morgana, while Anivia also does struggle last sitting under turret if she doesn't want to use mana, so But we do see top lane that team actually is getting beaten really hard, and he does have to back, so he is struggling right now.
Right now, Nocturne's actually also having a hard time. Mundo has been taking his jungle like constantly. As you saw, like he was in the jungle before he got caught by the Janna. It looks like Nocturne trying to do a little counter jungling of his own as the red buff is up. And
Yeah,
can he do like another sneaky play like Mundo did to his red? And looks like he is going to start up a little late. He's going to pull it into the brush, but Mundo is
oh,
coming
that's not
around right
good.
now. And yeah, it looks like Nocturne is forced to just back off, and he's just going to have to give this red up. So even more wasted time from Nocturne. It looks like he wants to stick around and try and steal it.
And oh no, that minion actually followed him into the bush, so they do know where Nocturne is.
And Mundo is
And
going
it
to catch him.
plays.
He does get the fear onto Mundo. Mundo does not have his ult yet, but it looks like Kennen and Morgana. He gets hit by a cleaver. So this could be very bad for Nocturne. He's just going to get constantly hit by cleavers. Teemo is coming up to help him. And there's Anivia. Can she get a nice stun over the wall? There's a beautiful frostbite and chunk Kennen for almost all of his health. Nearly killing him,
Yeah,
forcing a
yeah,
flash.
it was really smart by blue team, or Nocturne kind of baited the red team's tribush because they didn't know Teemo was in there, and so right when Kennen came in, he just got bursted by Teemo and Nocturne, and they actually used an ignite though, and don't pick up a kill, and Kennen's still gonna be able to lane. So I don't know if that ignite was actually worth it. It was kind of a really early ignite, but
Will Nocturne give
they
this blue
tried.
to Anivia? Looks like he might want to, but no, looks like he's going to take it for himself.
He really needs that experience, and I can see
Kennen
that.
is going aggressive on this Teemo top as he does use his ulti, but it's not going to do enough damage. What did Teemo grab? That did like
Just
no
has a,
damage at all. No, he doesn't have that much
Teemo
magic
does have
resist.
46 MR. I mean, it's not really much, but he got some MR. And it
Oh.
does look like Morgana is going to pick up this blue as Mundo does turn on